Okay, welcome back, guys. So let's carry on from where we left off. So now I'm going to be using more of the reference image from the God of War character to kind of get some more closer details on this that looks similar to that of the God of War character. Okay. So now I'm just fill up the nose, kind of get some details that look closer to that of this. Not completely there, but I still want to have that creative freedom over my model. Actually, I just want to have some creative freedom. I don't want this to be exactly like theirs, but something close enough should be fine. Something like this. Okay. And just add this continuous indentation. So I think I'll cut. Let me see. Turn off. The listener has turned off already. Okay. So I'm kind of continue this line. I'm kind of make this even deeper. So let me just take down the brush size. Carve out something like so. Okay. Yeah, this feels fine, but I think I'll smooth this back down actually. Let me do that again. Try to be more precise. It shouldn't be a straight line, so I'm just keeping conscious of that. This feels off. It's too wide. Feels too wide. Probably for some face this should be correct, but for this I don't think I need something like that. I might just undo that. Let me see if I can. Okay. Let me try and mark this out properly and see if I can fit that as an individual shape. Let me get a good angle for this. No. Let me do this. Let's see. No, I don't know what's going on with it, but maybe I'm using the wrong angle. The angle I'm using is kind of wrong, so let me do this again. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Okay. Just put this down because it's just kind of too wide. It's too wide out, so kind of bring this closer down. Now smooth this. I think I'll smooth the ending out a bit more. Something like down here. I might still smooth this. I think I'm going to smooth this out. I think I might not want this to go that far down. Just smooth this out. Because though even if I drag that down, the BS is still going to be covering that part, so it doesn't really matter that much. Let me kind of accentuate this depth some more. So I'm kind of accentuating that depth some more, something like this. Then I'm kind of fill this up with some fat tissue. Let me kind of fill this up. Let me take the brush up a bit and fill this up around like so. Okay, something like this, and I'll smooth this back down also. Okay, I'm going to find another reference for this. Probably a front turn should be fine. Okay, let me fill this up even more, smooth this back down. Okay, just make this make this part a bit thicker, a bit higher, so it feels more. What should I use for this? So the character, so the character kind of has a more stronger face to him. I'm kind of intensify that, so the character has a stronger face to him. No, that's too aggressive. Something not like so. Okay, just having more depth in there. For this main God of War character, the eye seems to be pushed back a bit more, so that the shadow around there kind of has some more depth to it. So the brows are kind of protruding out even more. I don't know if I want that in my character, but if I want that, I can actually add that. I can actually add that if I want to, but I don't want to exaggerate the forms for now. I don't want to exaggerate the forms for now, so kind of leaving this to feel more natural. So this is a good angle for this. Let me fill this up, give this some more thickness around that region. Okay. Carve this in on the center also. I think I'll use smaller brush size for this. Something like let me see. I think I will just smooth this back and just fill this up some more. Just do some filling up for this. And I'm basically smooth that back down also. Okay. Now that feels way too aggressive actually, but no worries, we're also going to blend that back in. Okay. And kind of fill up some parts also. So I think I'm going to fill this up, make this feel more thicker. Yeah, that should be fine. It should be fine. Let me kind of think I should do the opposite now. So I'm just smoothing this back down. And kind of fill this up some more. Just fill this up some more, and I'll just smooth this back down. Sorry. Let's use one of these reference image for this. Let me find something good enough to use for this. I think we can use this one. Okay. Let me fill this part up so we'll have a better, smoother transition around there. So something like this. Okay. Fill this up. I'll smooth this back down even more. That feels bulgy. That feels bulgy. Let me undo that. So around here, let me just smooth this back down. Okay. Yeah, somewhere around here, let me fill this up. Yeah, that really gives it some. That really gives it some interesting look. So let me just fill this up. So it feels like it's kind of sagging down because this is a fat face. So gravity should be pulling this down on the jaw. So that gives the more better, natural, realistic look. Okay. For this, your name just block, put some flare, add some fleshiness around there, and I'll smooth that back down. So I'll just smooth that back down. especially the ends, the both ends. So it's so I have a better so that I have a better transition to the skin of the model. Okay, the back of the head. I think I might need. Let me see if I can find a reference for the back of the head, for the back of the neck. So we kind of implement that. Though, anyways, even though I put interesting details in there, it's not going to be more visible because we're going to be filling this up with hair. So it might not be completely necessary to kind of have so much detail in there, which is still going to be filled up with hairs. But just for the sake of making something look believable since we don't have any hair there yet, I might just have to fill that up with something with something that looks good enough. No checking the proportions for the neck. I'm basically just checking the proportions for the neck. Just trying to make the neck be feel a bit fatter and more rounded. Just smooth that out also. I'm just not blocking something in there. You can just blocking something in there. So that part doesn't feel empty. You might not have to do this if you don't want to because we're still going to be creating airs to cover all of this. But just for the fun of it, let me just try and experiment on the back and see what I can create in there. I don't have any reference for this. I think I might need to go and find a reference for the back of the neck. But I can pretty much leave this as it is if I want to. It's still completely fine. So I went on the internet and then gathered some reference. Just one reference image for the back of the head actually. So going to try to create something close enough to what I have for the reference image at the back here. Like I said, it's not completely necessary to do this, but if you want to, that's fine. Like I said, the hair is still going to cover the most part of all these details I'm adding here. But just for the sake of being evil, I want to add this detail in here and kind of waste you guys' time. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. If you want to add that in here, you can always add it. If you don't want to, it's still completely fine. It's not completely necessary. You have those details in this detail for the back of the neck. Especially having details in regions where you know it's not going to be seen. But just for the pleasures of boring you guys to death, I'm going to add this. There's nothing you can do. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's actually something you can do. You can just fast forward this part. Fast forward this part until I'm done frustrating myself with the details at the back of the neck or at the back of the neck. Let me just take a moment to try to get this to look good and look good and then feel right. If not, I will just have to redo all of this. If it doesn't feel right, I'm going to redo it. I'm sure you guys are already bored already. If you're still watching this part, I'm sure you guys are already bored already, but that's fine. If you want to implement do this also, I will advise you guys to look for a better reference image for this. So I didn't really spend much time looking for a great image for the back of the neck. So I just kind of use anything I could find online that feels, yeah, just to have something in there. If you want to do this correctly, it's always advisable to look for a better reference image. It also has the side is profiles or side or profile view also to it so that it can kind of capture the transition from the back of the neck to the front of the neck. Almost done with this. Oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost done for facing myself out on this back piece. Almost done. Just give me a moment. Okay, so I'll leave that back piece for later. Maybe later on, outside the scope of this tutorial video, I'm just going to accurately fix that out later on. See? Okay, at least we're back to the main event, which is the main phase. So keep blocking things out as we go. Yeah, I think probably Probably high time we work on the years. So yeah, it's probably high time work on the years. So the years are not too. Let me see if I can smooth all this back down even more, just so I have a smoother transition there. So the years aren't something extremely complicated. So I might not even say much for this part of the year. The main thing is just to look at the reference image you have and then try to capture what you have from the reference image. That's pretty much it. Nothing too fancy for the years actually, because it's really not something to it's not the main event of this Scott actually. So it's not. I think for this jaw, I might just fix this jaw. I might just push this jaw down a bit more. Just going to not kind of make this feel more angled. I don't know. I think I might just have to work a little bit more on that jaw line. So with this topological brush, I'll just push this down even more like so. Okay, I think it should be fine. I'll just smooth this back down. So now we can be more creative with the hair. Okay. So I want to kind of make the hair feel a bit thicker. So the outer lining of the hair, I want to make this feel a bit thicker. So I'm using the clay brush to kind of build some thickness around the hair. Let me try the clay tubes for this. Let me see which one works better. Let's see. Not so much. So let me use the inflate brush. I think the inflate brush will do a better job for this. Yes, it is doing a better job for it. So let me just kind of quickly block out some basic form for the hair. So let me just flesh this out some more, make this feel a bit thicker. I'm not really doing anything super duper important on the ears. Just trying to recreate what this Eddie All's ear on our model. That's basically it. I'm not going to spend too long on the ear. Just to have, though the ear still needs to look believable and organic and look good when you render this, because you don't kind of do a lot of good work on the nose, the lips, the eyes, the brow, and the chin, and then you forget the ear. Everything needs to have that uniform goodness or uniform awesomeness around. So that's basically why you need to kind of work on the ears. Also, you also need to show the ears some more love as much as you showed other parts of the face some more love. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to show the ears some more love too. So it doesn't feel left out doesn't feel left out. Yeah, basically, so it doesn't feel left out. That sounded like maybe I wanted to say something else, but so doesn't feel left out. Period. Yeah, I think I'm just move this out. Okay. Don't know if that should be there, but I should make that. Okay, let me fill this up. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, that should be good enough. Okay, just make this feel more thicker. Just push this inward some more. Okay. Right, what else can we fix in here? I think the years are pretty much good enough. Let's see what we can. Nope. Maybe just make an indent in here and then I'll smooth this back down. Okay. Kind of liking the textures of the face. Just a bit of a bump here and there. Kind of like that feeling, which is cool. Okay, I think let me just add some flesh in here and I'll smooth this back down. Okay. I think I need to work a bit more on the lips. Let me just push this out. Let me push the upper lip out a bit more. Just raise this out a bit more, like so. Let me bring this closer. Okay. So let me just kind of accentuate the lip line. Let me just accentuate the lip line some more, so it feels more obvious. You know, let me look for a good angle for this. I'm gonna curve this inwards, like so. Do the same for the lower lip. Let me see if I can use another reference image for this to capture another detail of the face. Can you kind of make the chin feel a bit fatter on the side? Kind of fill this up, something like so. Underneath also, let's see what we have in here. And smooth this out, fill that even more. Want to have a dent at the center of this. That seems too big. Maybe I should use smaller brush size. To see, I'll fill that. Let me fill that up, and I'll use a smaller brush size, kind of capture that. Okay, maybe because something like this is fine, just to tighten this up. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Okay, we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Let me fill this up even more. Okay. Going to make this feel a bit more rounded, so I'll just keep filling this up. I'll smooth this back down. Fill this up and smooth this back down. Okay, let me make an indentation in here. I'll smooth this back down. Fill this up. Now smooth that back down also. Okay. And fill all of this frontal part of the nose. Make it look more rounded. I'll smooth this back down. Just push an indentation there and I'll smooth this out. Put a line. I think I'll put a line in the center also for this. Like a separator in there. Something like that should be fine. Get a closer view on this. So I think I need to add some more fleshiness around this. Just have a smoother transition all the way to the back. And just block this out even more. Like so. Okay. So should be fine. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Let's see what else you can fix. Okay. I'm just looking at this cheekbone now, so I think maybe should make this cheekbone feel more rounded. I'm guessing. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we do that. I'm gonna flare this out even more. Smooth this in. Okay. So I'm just gonna make this feel more rounded. Kind of round this up. I'll smooth this back down. Like so. No. I need to do this again. Feels way too down. It's way too down. I'll need to redo this. Let me do this again. Let me do this again. Do it more precisely. Okay. Smooth this inwards. Something like so. Yeah, I think this feels a bit much better. So with a dim standard brush, I go do a line that cuts. Oh nope, the dim standard brush. Do a line that cuts downward like so, inward like so. Let's see. Then I'll just smooth this back down. Let me just do light-handed on this, and go light-handed on this. Okay. I think I'll smooth this down and fill that up like so. I'll smooth this down. Okay, I think this should be good enough. I think we're in a good place now. So next we're going to be doing is going to be breaking symmetry for this. going to be breaking symmetry for this and then make this feel more interesting. So bye for now.